Yeah, great that you're here, guys. Very looking forward to it. We leave some time for question afterwards. I think we won't need 45 minutes. Just want to give you a small impression what we're doing as Urbify with ASOS together. Clicker works as well. So the topic is Make at Midnight. How ASOS, is a pretty big company in the UK, but also around the world, can achieve the latest cutoff in Germany. First, it's always good to know when you start a conversation, like who you're speaking to. So at the moment, I'm COO at Urbify, building the best class delivery experience in Germany. Just last week also launched Austria. So now we are live in Germany and Austria. We have at the moment a midnight website cutoff with ASOS for more than 50 cities. And before this, I had 4 wonderful years at ASOS.com. So I was head of delivery solutions for Europe and Russia. So I was responsible for all outbound return solutions within Europe, which is around 40 million shipments per year. And so this is including everything from warehouse outbound, so the line haul via air, via road, the end solution, so the last mile carriers, and also the return solutions. Also, I had really good teams for the key account management, the implementations and development, for example, with Metapack. And before this, I was a logistics manager at Amazon Logistics. So DBE1 was the second delivery station in Germany. So I was in a very operational role, build up everything there. And a picture from me. So Make at Midnight. And I just want to talk a little bit about, you always hear this thing, next day, same day, whatever. But the question is not what is a next day for you? It means what is a next day for your customers? Because it's not just the promise, it's the time the warehouse needs, it's the time for the pickup, it's the time for the line haul, when a customer can order and when it's delivered. So I make some assumptions from my experience, and then I come to the conclusion what it is. So I would say 60% of your customers, or from a lot of retailers, don't have a real next day. Because the majority of customer is ordering between 4 p.m. and midnight, right? It's 50-60% of the customer, which means if your website cutoff is before, it's not a real next day, right? Your NED carrier picks up at 7 or 8 p.m., assumption number 2. And your operations obviously need time to fulfill the orders. So, which means if your actual NED carrier picks up at 7 p.m., let's say your warehouse needs 4 or 5 hours for production, it means your website cutoff is maybe at 2 p.m. The conclusion is that the other 60% of the customer of the rest of the day not getting their parcel the next day, they're getting the parcel the day after. Why does it matter that you can offer a late cutoff? Just a case. So this is Lisa, and Lisa is very excited because she's invited to a glitter party on Friday evening, and it's Thursday night. So Lisa, of course, because it's a theme party, needs the right dress for this party, and she finds a stylish one on ASOS.com or maybe also on your website. And it's after 11 p.m., shops are closed on Thursday, and Friday she has a really, really busy day because of work, and she can't go to the shops and get the glitter dress. But obviously you don't want to run in a jogger when you're on a glitter party, right? So what can Lisa do? There we come, Make at Midnight. You can be like ASOS and enable your customers a pretty late cutoff. So what is a pretty late cutoff? At ASOS, you order until midnight. We pick up as Urbify until 4:30 a.m. and bring it to our hub, sort it, bring it to Munich, bring it to Hamburg, bring it to Rhein-Ruhr, bring it to 50 cities in Germany, and have it delivered from when you order midnight, 16 hours later. And we always speak about the cutoff, but this is also just one thing of the journey. I mean, it's also a lot of carriers, they're counting in attempted delivery, right? And they measure their performance on attempted delivery. And then you have like 96% or 98% or whatever agreed. But if Lisa wants to get to the party, it's important not for her if there was an attempt. It's like, oh, do I have the parcel in hand and do I have my glitter dress in hand? So that's why, for example, we as Urbify, we're not counting in delivery attempt, we're counting in delivery success. So Lisa is still invited to the party. Lisa doesn't know when the delivery attempt will happen. Yeah, because with the most of the carriers, you say, okay, it's coming on this day. But is it coming on 11 a.m.? Is it coming on 6 p.m.? Like, when is the delivering happening? It's very hard for a lot of customers to tell, sorry, okay, what should I do? Should she be the whole day at home? Or is there any time window? Or how does she know when the parcel is coming? So let's say you can pick usual carrier, and there's also good carriers, right? But then the delivery attempt is at 11:36, or at 1 p.m., or at 2 p.m., whatever. But she's not at home. What happens, depending on the carrier, right? But it goes to a packet shop, to a parcel shop. What does this mean? Like if you had already a delivery with a carrier and the attempt was not successful, the carrier maybe brings it to the parcel shop. But you can't pick it up the same day. Usually you pick it up the next day because the driver is ending his route, coming back in the end, dropping their parcels. As a result, Lisa won't have the dress for the party. So, hello? So a late pickup gives your customer like a real next day. So if you see your day and you have a very early cutoff, website cutoff, it means it comes if you order on Monday, not on Tuesday, it's coming on Wednesday, right? So one thing. And the other, a late delivery makes a customer being at home and have their parcels in the hand. So what does it mean for Urbify? So in Germany, we deliver between 4 and 9 p.m. Yeah? So you are in the checkout and you say, oh, yeah, I order a dress, delivery of Urbify. You know in the checkout, it's coming between 4 and 9 p.m. Okay? Makes it smaller, right? The time window, so you know, okay, and this time I have to be home or I have to be available for the driver, for example. Then what happens after the routing? The routing is at noon on the day of delivery. You get an SMS notification and you also get an email notification with a 1 hour time window, which means it says, it's coming between 5:55 and 6:54, right? So you already can plan around, you can do some actions, or you just can call Urbify, our operational control center, and just say, I'm not at home, or can you please drop it in front of the door, or whatever, right? You can take an action to actually get your dress. And the only thing the customer is looking for is, it's very easy said, but she wants to have this dress. You know, that's the point. And it sounds so easy, but we all know sometimes when I speak to friends and they say, yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm making parcel delivery. And they say, yeah, okay, you pick up a parcel, you bring it there. But the complexity, you know, of warehouse processes, of the outbound processes that's actually going from the sorter into the right chute, that it's actually handed over to the carrier that makes it in time in the hub, that actually going on the right route and have the time to deliver and actually is in front of the door. You know, that's like, you all know it, but a lot of people don't. And they're not interested in knowing this. They just want to receive their parcel. And that's why we want to make it easy as possible. What is Urbify and why ASOS can achieve the latest cutoff? So here, there is the Berlin office. So we are not a huge organization yet, but we are fun people that also want to have good success and give a good experience to the customers. And we are the leading delivery solution, premium delivery service in Germany. Here we have like 2 headquarters, like our our main headquarters in Berlin, where all the operational planning is happening, where also is our biggest injection hub. And we have one office in Zagreb, in Croatia. To give you a little bit background, Urbify didn't start as an operational company. So one of our biggest partners is Rewe. We are the biggest partner of Rewe in Germany. And they searched for like a platform where you can manage subcontractors. This is how Urbify started. So we developed for Rewe a platform, and they can manage all the performances, all the lost in transits for their drivers. And actually, after developing this, we saw, okay, there is a gap in the parcel market, and that's where we went in. We are not big VC-funded company. We have one private equity investor, which invested his private money. He's InPost board member and was also responsible for the market launch of InPost. So it's also a guy who knows the business. And yeah, we have more than 1 million parcels delivered today. So we are not a DHL, but we are doing good. Here's again the process. So you order until 12, the fulfillment at the retailer. We pick up at 4:30 a.m. in the ASOS case, which means from the pickup until delivery, it's 12 to 16 hours. Yeah, which is like a pretty short time frame. And what I wanted to say is that there is a lot of good companies, right? But I also just want to be honest. There's also a lot of companies who put points on their presentation and they say, we are there. Every shipment ASOS gives us at 4:30 a.m. in the morning is delivered in Hamburg, Bremen, Mannhoefer, Rhineland, Cologne. Like we are actually there. It's just a little side note, but this is not like a presentation where we just say we're a startup and want to tell you something. Feel free, come tomorrow to Frankfurt. I show you our hub. It's parcels on the belt, and I need to tell this because there is a lot of companies who put points but not have parcels on the belt. And this is how we do it. We try to deliver first and then make the promise. We are in 50 cities in Germany and now in Vienna and a little bit of Lower Austria. With the 1,000 zip codes we're having in Germany, you can reach, it's depending on the retailer, right? But usually the customers that are very focused on e-commerce, they're usually sitting like in Rhine-Ruhr area or in Berlin area. So we don't cover all over Germany, and we won't. So most of the time we will be the premium option, the premium option next to maybe a standard carrier. But depending on the retailer, you can achieve 50 to 60% of your customers. Yeah. So bit of background to our technology. Everything we develop is our own, which means the dashboard where you can track our performance is Urbify, which means the app where the drivers are going is our own tech. Yeah, and this makes a big difference because like if you do plug and play, it can work, but usually there is some discrepancies. So we have this cosmos of our own tech. In the middle, we have our operational control center. And this is a big thing, what I also need to tell. When we send a notification, there is a phone number, depending in Germany, a German, in Austria, an Austrian phone number, which is from 6 a.m. in the morning till 10:30 in the night. You can reach someone which actually have influence on the tour, on the driver, on the subcontractor, or on the warehouse processes, which means you can contact via phone and via mail. Again, this is not rocket science. The difference is you can reach someone that make an impact on your tour. So if you need your glitter dress and you're not there and say, can you drop it at this neighbor, or please come 2 hours later, we actually can make it possible. A lot of carriers have customer services, but maybe you have your own experience. But here, test it on your own and write me if something goes wrong. Yeah, and here you see the OCC, Operational Control Center, having impact on the drivers are reachable for the customers, is reachable for the retailer, and also for the warehouse and station manager. Here, like a little bit of our tech. Yeah, your package will be arrived today. Here's your tracking link. Then you have this expected delivery time slot. For example, in Germany, 4 to 9 p.m. In Austria, we're having 6 to 10 p.m. and we're launching a second time window soon. And then it goes to 1 hour time window, and again. Soon we will also launch the live tracking that you can see, how many stops the driver is away, etc., etc. Yeah, for example, with ASOS we have co-branded vehicles. We have the track and trace, which can be also made with your brand. We can adjust it, we can make it nice. We're working now on trace versionment, which means in the tracking, it will also be soon possible that you can make a repurchase there, which means there will your products be displayed or sales will be displayed, and also in tracking link, this is a nice shirt or this is a nice shoes, and directly he's on your website again. Co-branded vehicles, as I already said, driving through. Yeah. So what is in for you? As we said, we count in delivery success, and it's also proven that we could achieve above 99% also in peak. We want to give you the peace of mind, which is we have the connection via API, we have the connection via SFTP. You can make also offline labels. We are integrated with Metapack. We can integrate directly with you. We have an API where you can connect to us. We can connect to your API, so this is all good. The cutoff, I already said, CO2 emissions. Are we completely CO2 free? No. Will we have a carbon, like a CO2 free last mile fleet? Yes. Now, not already. But we're working on it, and we just want to promise what is possible. For example, Berlin, end of this year, CO2 free on the last mile. Then a big point I want to also take is customer service requests. We display the number. We are reachable via mail, which means they not need to contact your customer care, right? Because we already solved the problem before. Usually the retailer is already noticing it, and who has their own customer care knows, like the costs are also big to have a customer care, and every phone call costs money. So we can also say that with our product, we can give you less customer service requests or take it over completely. Yeah, then some questions to think about. So is your next day a real next day? When is your website cut off? Is the end-to-end experience from your customer that he orders at 9 p.m., is he getting it the next day or is he getting it the day after? Yeah. Should you or all of us continue count the delivery success, delivery attempt or delivery success? Yeah, because your customer wants to have it in the hand. He doesn't care if it's an attempt. If Lisa doesn't have the parcel and her dress, then it's a fail for her. And yeah, should Lisa get her glitter dress so she can enjoy the party? Yeah, that's from my side. I'm more than happy to take questions, or if you have any comments, or Adam.
What was it like to work for ASOS?
What is it like? So at ASOS it was 4 very good years because you learned a lot of commercial stuff. I mean, like I went from managing all over Europe returns and outbound, like Pudo, Express, standard carriers, and it was a really, really good time. I was 2 times here also holding presentations when I used to work for ASOS. So it's a little bit different game. Now it's a much, much smaller operation, and it's the job is much different because I work on bigger projects. They are not from the budget bigger, but okay, how we develop Urbify, how we do it. We are a small company. We don't have a big venture capital where we can like spend the money. We need how we can be smart and get attention and getting good performance without a lot of money, right? And on the same thing, I'm doing tasks that are much, much more operational. So these hands have sorted thousands of shipments in the last 4 days because today is the 5th day of being live in Vienna. And I flew in yesterday at night. And my iPhone is like exploding because of the steps of the health app, right? So usually you're doing your task on the computer and stuff like this. And yeah, so it's like up and downs. At Friday, I was like, what I'm doing here. But I had a great time at ASOS. The company is good. The team is amazing. And it's much, much different to be also now on carrier side, to be honest. Good things and bad things.
Cool. Would you have been able to do that with another retailer than ASOS?
What do I have?
Would have Urbify be able to do that with another retailer than ASOS?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. I think so. Yeah, we know it. We have also other retailers. So, for example, if you know My Protein, this is the Hut Group. So we working with the Hut Group, for example. We just launched Zara, so they are live with us. We're having Rewe. We're having also a project, for example, in Berlin. We're doing frozen delivery, right? Which means the company is called Jewett. It's from Dr. Oetker. And obviously, because of the war and stuff, the dry ice has got very expensive. And also, if you ordered like at HelloFresh or companies like this, you have sometimes, a lot of packaging, then the dry ice, you have to at home. And this is one thing, that you have a lot of packaging. And the other thing is obviously that dry ice is very expensive. So we're doing this project. We pick up frozen van, we deliver.
5:25. Please prepare for your next one-to-one meeting on the stand of the sponsor you have a meeting with.
Come to Urbify. Yeah, so we're doing it with other retailers, and we also searching, okay, what project could make sense. But if, in this case, frozen delivery could make sense also in future. So yes, we can.
Cool. Was there any more questions? I can jump in if not. You got one here? Yeah? Okay.
All right, so obviously when you have a cut of time early in the morning, it requires also the night shift in the warehouse, right? Yeah. So we have a very seasonal business. We have a 24/7 operations during the high season, obviously from November to January. But for the rest of the season, it's a challenge to really pay for the night shift and to be able to fulfill that cut-off time. So what would you recommend, that at least to do it for the, let's say, the high season, when it makes sense from the cost perspective, or try to do it for the year long, but even for the high price? Do you have such challenges with some other retailers at the moment?
So you mean from Urbify operational point?
Generally, because the retailer like ASOS, I don't know the detail, but generally, if you go at 4 in the morning for the pickup, there must be a night shift, right?
At the retailer's warehouse.
At the retailer's point.
Okay.
So how many retailers are really able during the off season to pay for the night shifts, either in the micro fulfillment hub or in their distribution center? That's basically the point.
I mean, this is you need decent volume to have like a 24/6 operation, right? Or in Poland, a 24/7 operation. I totally get this. I can't answer too much because I'm not at ASOS anymore. But definitely, like I can say from Urbify, we can pick up at 10. give me your latest opening time and we can make it possible anyway. But I can't give insights about the ASOS operations.
That's fine. Put that on if you want to.
Ah, okay. Another one.
Any other questions? No? Okay, I'll jump in. So, just curious to understand, Riccardo. So, I've been logistics a long time. So I've been through the free deliveries, the paid deliveries, the next day, the 3-hour deliveries. Obviously, you're mentioning 12 to 16 hour delivery, which I think is a perfectly acceptable and a very good outcome. Where do you see, obviously, the future? You're backing, obviously, 12 to 16 and your sort of next day delivery. Is same day delivery dead? Is Prime wiped that out of the market with Amazon? Can anyone compete there, or is it even worth competing? Does anyone expect that anymore?
So I think looking backwards, Amazon was one of the reasons why we're also here, because I used to work for Amazon Logistics at the second delivery time, and I know what we guys did at the beginning. So, and there's something in Amazon you call bar raiser. It's like an internal process, but they raised the bar in deliveries, right? If it's still the case, you have to look on your own. And if you want to, if you're a retailer, fashion retailer or someone, you also give data and stuff. So right? I think next day and the expectation from the customers will be high. I think same day you see a lot of things shipping from store, having same day within 2, 3, 4 hours. That's also fair products, but I think if you have 12 hours from order to delivery, it's fine enough. Yeah. Because the problem is with the pickup from stores or really, really same day within a couple of hours, like there's still a cost. There's a cost to pick up.
The cost to someone. Like there's no free delivery. Someone's paying for it. So it's either the retailer or the buyer. Yeah. In some cases, it's the carrier just trying to win business. Yeah. So the technology we had a business that we exited, and it was shopping cart technology. So we were putting delivery choices in the shopping cart, and this is like 2012. So This is a long time ago. And we were an advocate for there should be options. So people give this as an option. So the option you've got here would be a very good option at maybe a low cost of delivery. There might be a very high cost for same day or 3-hour delivery. And then you might have a free option as well, but that's, a week or something.
I think like with this multi-carrier strategy, to be honest, the biggest problem is most of the time the checkout or the WMS from the retailers. Like especially in Germany, you see that people want to do something, want to have another carrier, but then my checkout is not ready or my WMS is not ready to have another carrier. But we see more and more that this develops and that, people want to choose, right? And it can be that you have like the crazy cool DHL guy delivering always, you know him and you're very happy with the service. Yeah. But there are also people who want to say, maybe I'm not so happy with whatever it is. Yeah. And then they say, I want to have a second option. Or sometimes you know it as well. This is the glitter dress and she needs it for the party. But there might be also some shoes. She can wait another couple of days, right? Yeah. And then it's like, okay, how you play it as a retailer. Do you offer a premium, that the people are repurchasing and you always give them the best experience? You want to add a surcharge because the cost level is obviously not the same as a DHL price. So there's like multiple options and multiple ways to go, but yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And just looking at it, when we were talking earlier, you mentioned, I didn't see it sort of come through completely here, but in terms of the fact there's a lot of last mile delivery companies, there's a lot of consolidators, but you're kind of doing the full spectrum from there. So from the moment the order's packed, you're taking control of that and basically custody all the way to the final delivery. That's somewhat unique, and not every carrier is doing that. Normally that's, like a potentially FedEx or one of the larger integrators. How has that been? Obviously with your experience, it's probably a bit easier, but most carriers struggle with that. So how's it been for Urbify?
What exactly?
We're sort of doing that full custody of parcels, not utilizing a third party for final mile or anything. you're effectively doing what a FedEx would do in terms of taking the parcel all the way from the client and getting full line haul and delivery.
Yeah, we're doing the first mile, the pickup.
Yeah.
We're doing the line hauling, we do the sortation 1, sortation 2, the tours, also the return processes. We're doing the full end-to-end. So we are not like an operational company that's just like subcontracting somewhere. We are like an end-to-end solution where on your packet, on the pack bench, the API sends us the data, everything is included. You have the full tracking experience.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And you mentioned, but recently just launched in Vienna.
Yeah?
Well, yeah. Yeah,
it was
gone
Vienna in Lower Austria. Yeah.
Gone global, which is amazing. Yeah,
First international step, and for us, it's like we want to expand, of course, but it's also like if you want to grow, right? And then some people grow really, really fast, but then you lose the performance, right? And this is like a small way to go, because obviously our promise is the quality and the speed. And if you lose one of it, then why buying our service? So step by step now doing Austria, and then let's see. I think we won't be in USA in the next year or something like this. No, step by step.
Yeah, excellent. Was there any other questions from anyone? No?
Cool. Thanks for being here. And
yeah, no problem. Thanks, Riccardo, and thanks everyone for attending.